Today's video is brought to you in part by Guns of Boom. Get a little boom in your game. What's up, everybody? Glad to see you guys back here once again on the channel. Now, if you guys have been following along, we've been doing a lot of head-to-head battles involving the VEGA cards versus the NVIDIA side of things. And once again, we've got an overclocking battle. That's right, the overclocking battle between the VEGA RX 56 and the GTX 1070 FE card. So with that said, though, let's bounce right in. Let's check out that test system, and let's check out those scores, and let's see at the end of the day who actually wins overclocked, the VEGA or the GTX. So the parts that we use in the test bench that you're seeing in today's video consisted of an Intel Core i7 6700K at 4.0 GHz, which turbos to 4.6 GHz. Now this was done on an ASRock Z170 motherboard, 16 gigabytes of HyperX DDR4 at 3333 MHz. Now, as far as the drivers go, we had to do something different because we were having a little bit of difficulty with the latest driver, so we had to revert to AMD's Crimson Real Live drivers 17.8.2 to get any great overclock, because the 17.9.1, they just weren't allowing great overclocks to be set. Now, the driver that we use for the GTX 1070 FE is the WHQL 385.41. A lot of you guys have been asking, hey Ulrich, did you have to undervolt the VEGA? Well, yes you do, because in order to increase that HBM2 memory, you definitely need to undervolt the card, and we did that to achieve our results today. We did, however, clock that HBM2 memory as far as it will go. That's at 1200 millivolts, and that's the most that you can do right now with Wattman. Now, to get a better overclocking result, we supplied the maximum plus 50% power limit. We also tuned the temperatures to their highest and maximum values, and we also did this with the fans at 100%. With the VEGA 56, we were able to get a core overclocking score of 1632 MHz and a memory overclock to 985 MHz. The temperatures themselves never even reached close to 80°C, but that was at the fan set at 100%. And let me just tell you guys, the fan is quite annoying set at 100%. Anybody ever heard of a hairdryer? Now with the GTX 1070, we added 140 MHz to the core clock, and we were able to achieve a maximum overclock with the GPU boost of 2012 MHz. The memory was also overclocked on the 1070. We added 520 MHz to achieve a 4519 MHz final stable memory clock. And the GPU remained relatively cool, staying in the mid-70°Cs the entire time. Alright guys, so before we jump in and check out those benchmarks and the conclusions, I know that we all love to play mobile games, right? I mean, who doesn't like a good game on their phone? So with that said, let's check out Guns of Boom. Alright folks, I usually would not say this, but I can honestly say I haven't played a mobile game quite like Guns of Boom ever before. I mean, it's a first-person PC shooter game only on your mobile device. And with non-stop player versus player action, including clan battles, you can get that desktop PC shooter feel right in the palm of your hands. And the controls are super easy and simple to use. Shooting and moving around the map was a blast. And with the auto fire option, all you have to do is get the enemy within your sights and then watch them get blown away. And for an extra challenge, you can turn auto fire off, but even when it was turned off, I could still easily move around and unleash the lead. Speaking of lead, Guns of Boom has a massive selection of weapons, from rifles, machine guns, and shotguns to pistols, knives, and even grenades. This game has it all. You can even collect skins for your guns or customize your character with different masks and costumes. Play Guns of Boom to collect them all. And best of all, you can get Guns of Boom today at Amazon, Google Play, or the App Store. Now with that said, let's jump in and rock out to the benchmark song, and let's check out those benches. tech fan, so there you guys have it. The head-to-head overclocking battle between the VEGA 56 and the GTX 1070 Fe. Now, I gotta say this. Overall, both cards actually scaled pretty damn well, all things considered, because we live in a pretty hot place. We live out in the desert, so getting those great of results in a really hot place, I think is just thumbs up all around. Now, the VEGA card, although it does score better, it does require a lot more power, and it requires that fan to be on at 100%, which is actually quite noisy. And let's just face it, it takes a whole hell of a lot of wattage just to run the VEGA. I mean, think about it. In the old days, you overvolted to overclock, and now you undervolt to overclock. So things have kind of gone, 2 steps forward and 1 step back, I feel, with that stuff. But still, at the end of the day, it's really nice to see that the RX VEGA can overclock that well. I wasn't really expecting it to do as well as it did, but you guys can see, as far as overall performance goes in an overclocked state, with both cards pushed to their maximum values, the VEGA 56 came on top of the 1070 Fe. So at the end of the day, if overclocking is your thing and you don't want to go out and do any kind of liquid cooling, you want to be able to grab a card, take that thing out of the box, overclock the shit out of that motherfracker, and get the best scores you're gonna get, well, hey, you guys can see the VEGA 56 in this particular battle is the overall winner. And as drivers probably get better and better and better, we'll probably see even better performance with this card. So that's it, folks. At the end of the day, the winner of today's battle is the AMD RX VEGA 56. Not by a landslide, and there are a couple caveats to take into consideration, but if raw power and performance is what you're looking for, you guys see the results. Like usual, down below that like button, we'll have more information about these cards. If you want to check out different brands and models for you to purchase one, or just get more information for your brain, it'll be there. Peace out, my brothers and sisters of tech.